If you have not yet subscribed this channel, then please click the red subscription button and do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you get the notification when new video is uploaded. Thanks.
History at every step and in every brick. The romance of fashionable, feisty Hazratganj has long been the stuff of legends and has drawn innumerable admirers and devotees to its glamorous altar to have experience of the unique elegance and finery of Sham-e-Abad. Few, however, realize that it has taken centuries to invest in this modern shopping center with its singular aura. Hazratganj has grown and prospered within its old limits that are between Noor Bakhsh Kothi and Hayat Bakhsh Kothi, which housed the Deputy Commissioner and the Commissioner respectively during the British period. When Nawab Nasiruddin had the capital of Awadh shifted from Faizabad to Lucknow, a stable for horses was set up in the eastern part of the city that was to become Hazratganj, so named after Amjad Ali Shah, who was referred to as Hazrat on account of his wisdom and piety, and who helped build up this area. Although constructions had begun here toward the last decade of the 18th century. Hazratganj's oldest structure, Hayat Bakhsh Kothi, which is known today as the Raj Bhavan, was bought by Saadat Ali Khan from General Claude Martin, who was a dear friend of Asif-ud-Dawla and had designed the magnificent building. Hectic construction activity by Saadat Ali Khan, right from the Chattar Manzil to Dilkusha Ali to the 19th century, was all too good for Hazratganj, where a number of edifices came up such as Noor Bakhsh Kothi, Taara Wali Kothi, and Abbas ki Kothi, and Maqbara Sahibzada. Besides, the stable was also expanded and an elaborate pasture developed where the Lawrence Terrace exists today. History has been critical of the buildings erected during the time of Saadat Ali Khan because all of them were constructed on the Western pattern under British supervision and therefore are lacking in any outstanding architectural qualities, a fact responsible for their inconspicuousness amidst an array of present-day concrete towers. The Noor Bakhsh Kothi has now become the district magistrate's residence. Right in front of it is the tomb of Mrs. Sarojini Naidu, UP's first governor, which was initially situated behind the Kabutar Wali Kothi on the banks of the Gomti River, but has to be shifted when it was threatened by floods in the river. Close beside the Noor Bakhsh Kothi is the Jahangirabad Palace, where Begum Akhtar once lived and where vital sequences of the movie Umrao Jan were shot. Across the road, there once existed a structure famous as Anak Ki Kothi, where around 805 lived a gentleman who is said to be the first in Lucknow to have sported spectacles. In the process, he became something of an oddity and thereby earned an unusual descriptive name or epithet. The building is now known as Hindi Sansthan and Postmaster General's Office. During the Nawabi era, the area between Noor Bakhsh Kothi and Chattar Manzil was known as Laplas. In time, the name was conferred upon a locality in the vicinity of Chiraiya Jheel. Chattar Manzil, the abode of the ruler of Awadh, became the headquarters of the Central Research Institute in 1951. The Lar Baradari, its former glory as faded as its paintwork, is now host to the State Lalit Kala Academy. The historical Moti Mahal, a short distance away, is now home to the Motilal Memorial Society, Achar Narendra Library, and a hostel, apart from the tomb of Chandrabhanu Gupta. It may be recalled that Acharya Narendra Dev had begun publication of Hindi weekly Sangharsh in collaboration with Dr. Sampurnanand and Mohanlal Gautam. The extinct Kankar Wali Kothi, constructed by Saadat Ali Khan, was converted into their headquarters by freedom fighters who were doubtlessly encouraged by the fact that Begum Hazrat Mahal's worthy of respect commander Barakat Ahmed lived here. Once the British grabbed power, it became the residence of the session judge. The Halwasia market and the Habibullah estate today stand at the site. where strategies for freedom were mapped out in the inner chambers of the Kankar Wali Kothi. Taara Wali Kothi, built by Nasiruddin Haider, has lost its original identity to the State Bank of India's headquarters, which was said to house the very first observatory in North India. Opposite Hull to Halwasia Market is Amjad Ali Shah's mausoleum, with a quadrangle residential colony known simply as Maqbara. One of the better known inhabitants has been Rebecca Patta, who sparkled on the silver screen as Madhavi. Another was Dr. Pepper, an exponent of herbal treatment famous as Patti Wale Doctor or Nakhuni Doctor. The China Bazaar Gate or Chini Darwaza now hosts the press club and can be loosely described as being in Hazratganj. During the reign of Saadat Ali Khan, an excellent market dubbed as Khas Bazaar used to be a regular feature along the stretch between China Bazaar Gate and Darshan Vilas Kothi. The general of the Begum Hazrat Mahal's forces, Kunwar Jai Lal Singh, was hanged by the British in 1858 on a tree in front of this gate. The white domed mausoleum behind the DS office encompasses the grave of Mirza Kazim Ali Khan, son of Saadat Ali Khan. Unfortunately, it has been turned into residential accommodation and is occupied and encroached by a family engaged in business. Across the road from it is the Darulshafa, which did not always house legislatures. Originally, it was an allopathic hospital set up by the East India Company, where Saadat Ali Khan has a carbuncle removed in 1828. Nawab Nasiruddin Haider purchased it and elevated its status as a hospital for royalty. To Nawab Amjad Ali Shah goes the credit for establishing Hazratganj as a focal center of aesthetic and commercial activities. He also built the Begum Kothi, apart from several houses and a mosque. The Naval Kushore Press, sandwiched between the mansion and the house of worship, turned out priceless volumes of Urdu literature in 1858. It was here that Hindi monthly Madhuri took birth under the patronage of Raja Ram Kumar Bhargav and had a string of eminent editors like Dulare Lal Bhargav, Roop Narayan Pandey, Krishna Bihari Mishra, Munshi Premchand, Ram Sevak Tripathi, Mata Deen Shukla, Banke Bihari Bhatnagar and Nand Kishore Tiwari. Sadly, Madhuri discontinued publication in 1950. The Begum Kothi was replaced by Old Post Office and present-day Janpat Market. This place is of immense historical importance. No account of Hazratganj can be complete without mentioning the Old India Coffee House, which came to be recognized as an institution of sorts for literarians, intellectuals, and politicians. It attracts every evening for animated discussions and debates over a steaming cup of coffee. Bhagwati Babu, Amritlal Nagar, Yashpal, Veer Raja, and Awadh Narayan Mudgal were all coffee house addicts. Little do the Jaywakas in Hazratganj realize that every F-step they tread on some page of history, a history far more absorbing and romantic than the spacious glamour of a modern place for strolling.